I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Guys, this is fun. We're camping.
We do have Greg Marks on Zoom, just saying.
Hello.
Hi, great.
Hi,
All right, roll call please.
Alan Migliorini,
Here.
Jennifer McCall.
Here. All right, approval of minutes for July 17th, 2024.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for July 17th, 2024.
Second. Roll call please.
Alan Migliorini,
Yes.
Jennifer McCall.
Yes. All right, reports, sanitary report.
I'll start with the good news. Good news is lift station 2 is now, flow meter is now working and reporting as it's supposed to. So no longer daily pictures of our readings. So I'm glad that, and of course, no time too soon because the old meter started to revert to county backwards last 2 days before the meeting. So I'm glad that that's done. So the station 2 meter, flow meter working and reporting as supposed to. So this, not this report, but the next report is going to show not accurate account for the flow because it's obviously towards the end of the month, so it won't be a full month thing. So you'll have to do what we do like September's report. There will be a full month of flow on that report. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. The call box number 2 went out. So I'm still in the middle of trying to get that repaired. I tried putting in the one that was purchased, and there is from Gas Florida, there is an issue with that. I think it's going to be what they call it. It's a card that goes in, a pinch card. So that's like a computer card. I think that may be it. So as soon as Alex gets hold of me, that's on my agenda tomorrow. As soon as Alex gets back with me, I'll be able to talk. More and trying to figure out what's going on with that. In the meantime, Rayco has, I called them, they're the manufacturer of the call box, and the issue we're having is the keypad has stopped working on it, and they stated that they're going to have issues with those. So hopefully this we get this covered by the warranty issue on it. This call box is not that old, so I get that information. I see what that's not. So that being said, we had a bore through on 1171 Pine Street. All Friday evening that we were getting some sort of sludge coming from a manhole at that address when we opened up the manhole. That's the end, that was the end run of the line. And that manhole was caked with material. So immediately we got the jetter crew out there, we got the line cleared, and we monitored for the weekend. I couldn't get a camera in it Monday, so we got a over the weekend we just monitored it, and it's flowed like it's supposed to. And then Monday we cameraed it, found out where the bore through was at, got a hold of Indiana American Water. So thank you for not returning my text message because I was in full panic mode because we went to all I know what we were doing as far as getting prepared. The American Water called me that afternoon right before I went home, said no, we'll cover it. So they got the crew out there the very next day, Tuesday, we was prepared. Now what's left, and what I handed you was basically we were trying to get our camera to go through it. We were having some issues because of the amount of rock that we were running into. And that's what you see in these pictures here. That's all, that's not waste you're seeing in these pictures, that's rock. This sewer line was under the roadway. Every time that we go to jet it flushed that rock back into the hole and so forth. A lot of this rock went up into a few of the cleanouts from the park to 1171.
Not the potatoes in there.
I'm sorry, the laterals, I'm sorry, yes, yeah. So Friday, we will need to go to each individual clean out and flow those and get the rock out of them. And then jet the line one more time, and then we'll be done. So in that case, the emergency at that point should be over. So, and that's why I wanted to show you guys what we're looking at, so we're, of course, you see the board through the line. But anyways, we were trying to get our camera through most of this, and it just would not do it. Mets came out with, they had their camera with them, they tried to get the camera through it, it just would not go through it, this is just being material about this. So far, the line's flowing. Friday, we'll get those clean, get all those laterals flushed out and get it jetted. Should be.
When do you think they bored through it? Like, when were they working on it?
This was about April or May. I actually spoke with the homeowner where the bore through was at, because there's obviously some, you can
Did we
see where
mark
there
the
was some
lines?
work.
They,
Yes, the lines were marked. So it came in as an emergency locate. So because he had a water. So I got that located at like 5 in the evening. So I came out, I marked it. And then went out about my day, you know, and so forth. So he claims, the homeowner stated that the people that came and did the work claimed they did not use a boring machine. So
magic doesn't happen underground.
before. Thank you. So. Water company is saying we're gonna take care of it.
Okay. Now, I have a question, if you.
No.
What about the cost of the thing? No, I didn't show you in the.
No, they're gonna get all that. They're
So
gonna
they're-
get, yes,
The flushing of
the
everything.
flushing of everything. They're gonna get the, what I get from Eagle Service is Eagle Service was the first one I called because it was the most good spot where they would do it. It's 5 o'clock in the evening, everyone's going home. Glad you got somebody to come back in and stop. Thanks to Brandon and his crew. Because we just left town. So we're handing out Friday. And then for Monday, I used that's so they could count through it. So all those invoices can go to the water, including.
We also have paving spot, have something paved, they're gonna get the fill of that.
Yes.
They had section of the road that's cut out. Curbs weren't damaged.
Yeah, they were able to salvage it. So,
So I have another question.
yes,
So when they go to jet those laterals, I guess I just don't know. So they go in at the clean out, they jet, and they go in the clean out. and Put their jet that way, because you were commenting that when they were jetting the line, someone had their toilet lid pop up
yes.
because of the pressure in the line, so now.
So that happened on Friday and that was just not passing of information. So when I got the jetter out there, yes, cell phone in their technology, when I said be sure that they flow at low pressure, I'm pretty sure that's the part that got canceled out. I said just be sure that they pressurize the line or they jet the line. I think that's all. So it was just the miscommunication where on those lines of the trails, they have to be jetted at a low pressure because of the way it's done. So when we go do the flush outs, actually we won't be using the sucker truck or the jetter truck to flush out line, or actually soft line to flush out. So it's at a low pressure.
I was just curious, like, how they envision so that pressure.
Right, that's how they make, so when he jetted the line, when Mets jetted the line, he did not go above 1,000. So which is basically as low as he can go. He can't go any lower. For the house truck, it's not. So at least with water at the engine, we can get to 500 knots. And we'll direct it down, or down the lateral. So it's not-
Did we receive any complaints from anybody, neighbors? or
I have not gotten,
residents?
I talked to a couple residents that night it happened and explained to them everything, and they were understandable, no.
I haven't received that one phone call. The only things I've heard so far, it's just been over resident page, Facebook, now it's on being shut out. I haven't had any phone.
And all residents are notified in that area that getting stuff happening tomorrow. Friday.
Sorry, we got to go through. It was supposed to be for tomorrow. As an emergency, they have to take care of it. They said they'll give us Friday. It gives me time to get caught up. Yeah, three hands.
Thanks.
Anything we have to do with the item report?
I did make, so I was gonna, be ready for the engineer report?
Oh, no,
No,
okay,
Oh, okay. But I did make it, I made it, I filed it, did I CC you on the?
Yes.
And then what I did is I called, so when I made the report, I called it in to the spill line. They had it, and then someone from IDEM called me back, like the operator took it. And it sounded like the spill person downstate called me back. I don't know what it was about. And then I called him on Monday to tell him what it was, and he said he forwarded it to local IDEM. It gave me their number, so I called their spill guy and said, this is what it was. He knew what I was talking about. And I said, you know, this is what it was, and it's being fixed. So I don't think, it hadn't been fixed yet. I'll probably call him back and just tell him, yes, it was fixed.
Okay.
So I think that's as far as it.
Fred, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, so I've got a couple of things for you guys. The first one is yesterday at the wastewater treatment plant, we also had to submit a bypass report to IDEM, and I'll email a copy of that over to you. I wasn't there today because I had the day off. But what happened was we were doing some, well, Eagle Services, similar to your situation. They were jetting a line at the treatment plant where the influent water comes in and goes to the equalization basin. Well, as they were jetting that line, they were putting too much pressure and water through, and it caused one of the tanks to back up and overflow into another tank. And it was clear water from the jetter, and it still went into the clarifier and still got disinfected before it went out to the outfall. But that, if you bypass any part of the treatment, since we bypassed one of the tanks, it's considered a bypass anyway, even though there was no spill and it was contained within the plant. And it went on for about 2 minutes, about 50 gallons of water. So we did some accelerating sample, which we're required to do if anytime we have partial treatment bypass. And I haven't heard anything back from IDEM or from Nick Ream, who's our inspector. I'm assuming, sometimes it takes them a week, but I'll probably get a phone call within the next few days, I would assume. I'll keep you guys updated on it, but I mean, nothing will come of it. It's just, I wanted you to be aware since we submitted the paperwork. And like I said, I'll email a copy over to you guys tomorrow when I get back to the office.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
then, yep, that's no problem. And then the other thing I had was, we're looking into getting rid of the chlorine disinfection there, and we'd like to move to UV disinfection because it's safer, better for the environment. So we're doing some preliminary sampling, and we've had some engineers look at it just to see if it's even possible, depending on our TSS and the test results from like some lead, manganese, iron, and a couple of other data points they want to know to see if we would even be able to use that. It might not be effective depending on what our water situation is. We're also doing a microbiology analysis of like what kind of bugs are in there as far as microorganisms like flagellates and ciliates and things like that. So when I get the results of that and after I turn them to the engineer, they can decide whether it would be something that would be effective at the plant. But as this goes forward, I'll keep you guys in the loop on it, let you know what's going on with it. But it's a much better way to go as far as safety, just not having that chlorine gas in the plant and, close to the town where there's a population of people that could be affected if we would have a leak or anything like that. And it's a lot more user friendly. It takes the operator error out of it. Nobody can overdose it by accident. It would all be automatic. And so I figured I would let you guys know about that since it's technically your plant and make sure you were on board with it. Nobody had any reason to not want that, but it's a much safer way to go.
Okay, on my end, yep. Thank you. Okay.
Yep, and I'll as soon as I get anything about that too, I'll email over a diagram of it, kind of where it's at, how it's laid out, and if Adam wants to come out the plant at some time and look at it, we can meet up and I can show him exactly what's going on with it.
You shaking his head, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll get a hold of you and
Okay.
we'll set it up. Other than that, I don't have anything else. All the paperwork was submitted and no other issues to report.
Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Greg, just FYI, looking to get the fall cleaning of lift stations in about October-ish. So I'll be reaching out to you, scheduling that.
Okay, so,
Sludge removal and everything else. So.
all right. Thank you.
So for engineer report, I guess I just received this report on the meters we have out on the system on lift station 6. We've got 3 meters out there. If you recall, previously we metered on Hagland Road around lift station 3. So this report, there are some, I believe, some graphs that he said he was going to send later tonight that accompany this report. He did send. This is his spreadsheet data. So he sent his spreadsheet data. If you like looking at spreadsheets, you can look through it. But the report is a summary, and I believe that the graphs will be a visual representation of this spreadsheet. So in the report, he talks about some different rain events where he did see some significant increase in flow. He did make a comment that they wanted to capture the rain from Hurricane Beryl, but they couldn't completely get in there because of some high carbon dioxide levels. So, because they had pulled the meter, I believe, to service that, and they evacuated. And then they also talked about, at some points maybe they didn't really get an accurate read on one of the flow meters right at the lift station because the volume been so high that it caused kind of like a turbulent condition in the pipe, which made it hard to read. But really, it's under the conclusions that you want to focus on that, based on his data, which pause for a second. Say, if you read the report, it does say we didn't get like a major storm, but in the rain events that we had, we saw an increase in flow. So his conclusions are what he sees in that system is that it is rain flow that is causing an increase, rain infiltration, rather than say sumps, which would be happening throughout the time or even after, there's some pumps run for a while after rain because it's infiltrated into the ground, so his recommendation for that portion of the system was maybe further testing, which could be televising the vehicles, televising the lines. So I do need to check with him again. This report came in today, so I need to check with him to see. Talked about pulling the meters. We have not yet done lift station 5. Now, lift station 5. I may have the map a little bit off, but I know a major portion of lift station 5 is what's coming from lift station 6.
Yes,
but I don't quite recall, I mean, there's some gravity line there, which I think is picking up. There's some, is there another?
It's chemical, steel, that drive,
Okay,
it picks up that there. And then, of course, lift stations.
right.
And yeah. And then some of us on board, yeah,
Okay.
some of that, like up to the bookstore. No, up to girls.
Yeah.
Goes to 5 as well.
So the decision will have to be made, one of my questions, I will respond back and ask what you foresee in terms of rate, like, what's your experience with, you know, we're going into fall now, you would think the rain would be picking up, we had some nice rain events, really, considering I think last year we had a drought. So, we're gonna take that under advisement to figure out if we're going to move them over to lift station 5, or if we're gonna pull them. So, now previously, so that, you know, again, we just got this today, so when you have time, look over this. I am going to talk to him, and I can email everyone and let you know what he says. In the past, he had sent an invoice for part of the services at the time, but hadn't sent all his data. And said, well, I know you're not gonna pay me till I send the data, so since you just sent this today, I will, for the next meeting, have this previous invoice. I don't know if I can send it in the meantime, so I'll have those ready for the next meeting.
So, question that I have is, I remember talking, Jim and I had a conversation about this, and I think one of the scenarios we talked about was if it was what indicated was to move the meters around the system and see where exactly that it was coming. So I'm not saying this is not a bad idea, it's just not a bad idea, but it's not as easy as just dropping the camera. Jetter out here, jet the line, sending the camera. And my next question is, the deepest hole that we have is in Farmers Landing, it's 35 feet. So it goes all the way to least 6. Don't have the ability of dropping that camera 35 feet. So.
Well, that's some strategy, I think, for us to talk about. When we started this metering project, you have a meter, which I think is in our office, right?
Yes.
That's Chevy. No, sure. But at the time when we started this, you didn't have your front space entry for your computer, so I get your point about 35 foot, that's pretty deep. So, but I know the town didn't have the capability to do its own metering, even just in one spot, moving it around, because you didn't have any. So, whereas maybe now you can't, maybe not 35 feet, but maybe part of that piecing it around a neighborhood, if it's in the shallower areas, maybe that's something to take on too. So.
No, I'm okay with that, I don't say, yeah, that's part of our job, and I get that, I got no problem doing it. I'm not saying that, we won't run into that hole, we will. What I'm just getting at is that still the plan, or are we looking at different options as far as we can go straight to cammering, or we want to just try to move the meter to see if we can capture it. So that's all, I'm just trying to get it.
That's a good question, and I think I would like to have a conversation with Alan, so.
Okay.
And Shem, and come up with a game plan, since it does seem like, again, 2 lift stations we found, it seems like it's ready. So, like you said, do we move the meters around, or do we do some other testing? So, let us know for that, I think we have to talk with Alan. Question. That's all I had, since I
Anything for future infrastructure?
Approval of claims, purchase orders.
Motion to approve.
Roll call please.
Alan Migliarini,
Yes.
Jennifer McCarthy.
Yes. Spending review? Delinquencies? For the order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Roll call please.
Alan Migliarini,
Yes.
Jennifer McCarthy.
Yes.
Right.
Great job.